Hello, this is Sandy from Ledoux Designs, and as mentioned in the group a couple weeks ago that we were going to work with the ton stamps tonight. We're going to do the layering stencils. I thought this would be super fun, so we're going to try it out. I played with the stencils at the show. Hey Dee, do you say it Deanne or just D? Hi Donna. So this is what I did at the show. This was a make and take at the show, and I thought it was cool. It was with their inks, so I don't have their inks. We're gonna try it with Distress Inks and Oxides tonight to see how it goes. Hey, thanks for saying howdy. I like it when people say hi because then I can know I have comments. So tonight I'm going to play with a few new things that I have. And we're going to make several cards, and we'll complete the cards tonight. So that'll be great. And then based on how these inks work and whether I want to introduce new inks tomorrow, I have a new stencil. This is the beach stencil. We'll do this one tomorrow night. Tonight we're going to work with the sunflowers and the cherry blossoms, and all of these, you love the ton stencils? Yay, me too. So all of these go with the postage party die. So I've seen these dies a few places. This one I actually got from the ton. It cut out very well. I pre-cut them for tonight, so I cut out several of them so we could play around tonight and tomorrow night with these dies and this postage stamp to see if we could get different, just the different things that you could do with it. So I've already cut the dies. This is their postage party die is what it's called. So we can set that aside because we don't really need that. And then they have this stamp set called Not a Bill. And it looks like this. It's just a bunch of different things that you'd put on it as postage. Hi, Danny. That you'd put on, like, that looks like it's, you know, because this looks like a postage stamp. These look like, you know, stamps that would be on your package. So we'll play around with some of these. So we have that stamp set. That'll be at the end. And then these are the two that we're going to work with today. So I have the cherry blossoms and the sunflowers. I'm going to start with the cherry blossoms. I already have the inks out and ready to go. I actually have the inks for these too, but I'll have to switch them out. But I did already pull colors. So what's really cool about these stencils is that they give you a guide on the back that says how many stencils they are, what's on each one, and then what color to use with each stencil. So it's super helpful and very easy to work with. You like the Distress Inks with it, but you never tried the Oxides? Oh, you're gonna love it. I love the Oxides, but I haven't tried the Distress Inks, so we're a little flip-flop tonight. Okay, so this one actually has 4 stencils that go with it. And what's great about the stencils is, and it's going to be hard to see on camera, but she also has it identified on the stencil. Like if you can see, it says light pink right there, and then it says postage cherry blossom 1 of 4. So you always know how many stamps are there. So see, that one says cherry blossoms 1 of 4, and then in the center right here it tells you what color. So if you lose your paper, you can always use that. And then the website is www.thetonstamps.com. So there's definitely that. Okay, so this is one light pink, dark pink, brown, and then green. And this one has a big 4 and says green. So it tells us how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. I'm going to do the Oxides first because I'm familiar with the Oxides. I'm not familiar as much with the Distress Inks. So we'll do that second. I have to get comfortable before we venture out. So I also have this waffle flower sticky mat. So it's hard to see, but it's a pretty big sticky mat, and it's supposed to be helpful for holding down your stuff when you're working on it. So I think this one goes, yeah, okay. So I want to make sure I'm putting it down right. And just to make sure it's straight, I'm using the green line that you probably can't see on your screen. There's a guideline down the side of this sticky mat. And then it's sticky on the side too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place the stencil on top of it, and then we're going to color it in. Now, I was a little bit concerned on how, hi Tammy, how I was going to line this up every single time, because I have 4 designs and I have to line it up every time. So the paper will stay still because this is a sticky mat, so that part is good. And then I have these guides. These are made out of acrylic. Dale made them. They were made by Ledoux Designs. We sold them for a while. And so yeah, they're really helpful. So if you have these, super great for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to center this in here. I want to try to stay away from being over the stitched look. So I'm just trying to make sure I get it placed where I want. Now there is sticky around this, but not enough stencil for it to hold the way that I want it to hold. So I am going to use some washi tape, and I'm also going to use these guides. So I'm going to line this one up. This is the corner guide. I'm going to line this one up with the bottom and press it onto the sticky mat. And then I'm going to take this other one and I'm going to place it up in the opposite corner, lining it up with the stencil. Oops, went a little far on that one. It's sticky, so it's a little tricky. That kind of rhymed. Sticky and tricky. But I want to make sure that I'm really up against that stencil without moving it. Once you have it placed on there, it's going to be really good. It's very much lined up now. This set of stencil guides also came with 2 flat that are used on the edges, and just for reinforcement, I decided to put them on the sides as well. That way I just have a better reinforcement of keeping this stencil exactly where I want it. Now these weren't meant to be used all at the same time. It was either the corners or it was the sides for stencils that move up and down, and this is for stencils that have corners. So kind of useful and sort of great. But I also want to make sure that the stencil itself doesn't move, because nothing's actually holding it down. So I decided to grab just a little bit of washi tape to put towards each end that didn't have any guides on it. And that way it would hold it down just a little bit. Now I'll use this same piece of washi tape for every layer. So, hey Cheryl, hey Diana. Okay, we're going to start with the Distress Inks. So the instructions say light pink, dark pink, brown, and then green. So I have chosen spun sugar, picked raspberry, gathered twigs, and bundled sage. So those are the 4 colors I chose to do tonight. So I already have the little brushes that match each one of those, just because I'm crazy like that. And if you're curious, these are Rabbit Hole Design brushes. I'm going to just put the word right there so you can see it. And these are Ledoux Designs as well. They're a grip pad holder, so I won't have to hold the pad every time I try to pick up the ink. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to start with the first one, with the first layer, which is spun sugar. And this one is a very, very light colored pink. And I'm going to press very lightly because I don't want to make it too dark, because we're trying to layer this with another color. So you don't want to put too much down, but I do kind of want a little bit of a solid color on there. So I'm going to gently do it, and I'm going to take my time. I feel like you kind of have to take your time with these. Otherwise, you might bend up some of these little small edges they have. And I don't want to do that because I want to use this over and over and over again. I feel like it's just worth it that way. Where are they from? I missed it. Oh, Dale designed them. So we did have them in a shop, but they're no longer there, so stay tuned, and I will tell you where they will be now. They're not out right at the moment, but if you really want them, you can definitely contact me. I can definitely sell you some. So Dale makes them here at the house. So there we have pink. It doesn't have to be solid, just so long as it has some pink color, I think. Yeah, the holders are great. I love them. I have a purple one, a pink one, a teal one, and a white one. I have the what?
You have the prototype.
I have the prototype in white, so it needs a little bit of love, but it's all right. But yeah, you can get them. Those you have to get from me because they aren't sold anywhere else right now. They are super helpful, though. I hate having to hold my ink pad while I'm working. This waffle flower sticky mat, this is the first time I've used it, and I'm not going to lie, I really like it. Because I can still move stuff around my desk rather than it just being stuck to my desk. I really like that, and it makes it really helpful. You'll message me later after the live. Sounds good. No problem. Yeah, until I either get a shop up and running or find someone to put it in their shop kind of thing, it's just going to have to be on it. If you know that we made it and you want it, then just send me a message and we can work all of that out for you. Are you able to connect the ink pad holders? No, not right now. They're individual. They're each individual. And they're sold one at a time, or they were. That's because some people wanted 1 or 3 or whatever colors you wanted. So they're not connected right now, but that is a good suggestion for in the future. Sorry, I had to stand up. My chair was falling over because I was on the edge of my seat. Okay, so now we have layer 1 done. So what I'm going to do is just kind of lift this washi tape up so I can lift that stencil out of there. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Hopefully I don't tear the washi tape. And then the stencil lifts up very easily. And our guides stay there so we know exactly how to put the next piece on. And I think I have a really good shade of color on there right now, so I'm happy with that.
What do I need to take note on?
She'd like these to connect, and then someone's going to message us after the live to talk about ordering those. So see how the guides are in here? They just sit that stencil right back exactly where it needs to be, and I didn't even have to think about it. Hey, Cheryl. And then I'm just going to put this washi tape back down. So now I know that I'm lined up where I want to be. Hold on. Yeah. So now I can go.
Where the guides from? I made them.
Dale made the guides too. These. You have to get those from us. They're not sold by anybody else either. Sorry. But, yeah, we did have them in a shop, but that shop is no longer, so we're working on a new place to sell them. Either, we're just not ready to open our own shop yet, but it is coming in the future. Just need to work on that. Trying to build the following, so the more you guys follow, the more you guys help me out with that part, and we start getting everything going, then we'll move on to a new store opening up. So next I picked raspberry. So I have my brush for that. And now we're going to pick up that color. Now this pad is much juicier than the other one, so the ink's going to come out way faster. But I want this one to be darker because I want it to really show up on top of the light pink. So this is layer number 2, and there's 4 layers. So you could just keep doing this over and over with making several different ones. And it doesn't have to be pink, I don't think. I think you could change up the colors if you wanted. Now I know they're cherry blossoms, and cherry blossoms are usually pink. but you could make them however you wanted. We're sticking with traditional now just because people may be looking to watch for that purpose. But, yeah, but they could be purple. Don't think I haven't wanted to already make them purple because, you know, I love purple, so I want them all to be purple. All flowers, all everything purple would make me super happy. I know that we've just been doing coloring videos and this is our first one, so if you like these, please let me know. We can do more of them. I have a lot of this mixed media stuff that I haven't done a whole lot with, so I'm more than happy to play with it with you guys. So I hope you like these. These are my first stencils from the ton. Hey Lisa, glad to see you pop in. So now I'm going to lift up, this is number 2. So as I lift them up, you'll get to see how amazing these look. Like, look at that. It's just beautiful. Each layer gets better and better. So the third layer is brown. And this one is going to do the centers of the flowers and the trees and any of the wood type stuff that we need. So again, I can just lay it in between these guides and then press my washi tape back down, and now I'm ready for my next color. So you can see that these stencils are very easy to do. I wasn't sure about it, but you just got done gaming, saw you were live and figured I'd hop on. Hi to Dale too. Love the reveal of each layer. Me too. Yes, these are so pretty. And the next one will be sunflower. This one is gathered twigs. What kind of gaming were you doing? You know, inquiring minds want to know, aka Dale. So you can choose whatever color. I chose gathered twigs because I was trying to match the colors with the pinks, and you know, I was trying to coordinate. So I didn't want to pick a real dark brown. I wanted it to be kind of subtle. Elder Scrolls Online. Huh. Do you know what that is, Dale?
Yes.
Well, I figured he would. Dale knows what that is. I'm kind of out of the loop. My daughter does some gaming. My son games. My husband games. Yeah. The only game I ever played was Animal Crossing or... what's that other one I played all the time? Do you remember where the people... I can't remember what it's called now. No. Remember we played it on the computer where...
Oh, The Sims.
The Sims. That's what it was. The Sims. I played The Sims for a long time. It was awesome. But those are the only... I just like the games that are like that. I'm not into the having to know all the stuff you have to do when you game. Okay, so now we have brown done. Zelda? No, but Haley plays Zelda. Very cherry blossom vibe. Yes, I love it too. Are you ready for the next reveal? Telling your age. Also played Animal Crossing. Yeah, telling my age. Well, you know, sometimes you got to be proud of all them years. Sometimes. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for this reveal? Guild Wars and now Elder Scrolls. Lots of fun. Mostly hang with a few friends. Yeah, that's what makes it really fun.
That's what I did. Wow, Guild Wars. I never
Look
played
at that.
Elder Scrolls.
Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, one more. This one is green, so this one is going to do any greenery. Now, you could potentially stop at that point. I mean, I almost think it's beautiful enough to stop. You could also cut these and use them on different cards if you wanted. You don't necessarily have to keep them together. You still play Animal Crossing. It's okay. I did for a while, but I felt like I'd already, you know, like I was only missing 2 bugs and what I was already there and they haven't done any updates, so I was kind of sad about that. Now Cooper just plays it when he comes over. When he's not playing Minecraft. What stencil is this? Okay, so this one is called the Postage Cherry Blossoms. So it goes with the postage stamp die, and then the stencils kind of work perfectly on top of it. So the last color I picked was Bundled Sage. They have their own inks that they use for this, and they number them. I think it makes it easier or whatever, but I don't have any of those, so I chose to go with Oxides. But we're going to try Distress Inks next just to see what the difference would look like. So this Bundled Sage, I originally picked Mowed Lawn because I was like, oh, I need green. If it's greenery, it needs to be dark. But I thought this would go better with the pink. So I switched it at the last minute. Yeah, a full-size Pac-Man arcade game for you crafters. Now that's super cool. We have a full-size pinball machine in Dale's craft room that does, how many games does your pinball machine do?
That's like 9 Marvel games.
9 Marvel games. So all superheroes. And the nephews and grandbaby love that. Dale won it on a cosplay thing. He's so good with that cosplay that he won the pinball machine. So we have a pinball machine. I would have chosen something else if I, you know.
Well, I mean, you're watching on a TV on one.
Spun sugar, picked raspberry, bundled sage, gathered twigs. Good job. Excellent. Thank you so much for your help with that. Lucky guy. Yeah, he's very lucky at, he's very lucky. Talented, and then lucky that the prizes are so good. There we go. Last layer, and there it is. Isn't that beautiful? And then I love this mat because I can just pick this up, and now we're good to go. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I bet you could use all kinds of inks and stuff with this. And you could even choose one section once you really learn how they layer up and which section you want to use. And it's so beautiful. I really like it. I bought this one unseen. So I didn't know how it was going to look when I bought it. But so here we go. Ready? Ta-da! Now it's in a card. So I used the Not a Bill stamp set, and I put the little stuff here in the heart and then sending you a paper hug. So this one I did before, but we're still going to make a card out of the other one, and I'm going to do a little bit different with it, but I wanted to show you how it looks when it gets done. So now I'm going to take all these stencils and I'm going to line them up again. I'm not going to clean them off. We're just going to go with the new ink, and maybe it'll be a mixture of the two. It probably won't be a problem. But if it is, oh well, ta-da! So I have another one cut out, so we're going to go ahead. Oops, we only need one. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to try and place this down pretty darn close to where I had it before, but if we need to move those guides, we can move those guides. But there we go. I mean, I really love this sticky mat thing. I just use my little press pop right here to press it down.
It took me 6 months before you used it.
What?
I got you that for Christmas.
Oh yeah, Dale bought me this mat for Christmas, and then I never used it, and he was like, are you ever going to use that? I was like, I don't know what to use it for. And he was like, oh look, I did perfect.
How big is the sticker mat?
The sticky mat, it said it's the largest size, so it's not, I think they have smaller ones. This one's 8.5 by 8.5. But I think it said, somewhere on the back, it said this is the largest of 6 sizes available today. So this came from waffleflower.com. There you go. Waffleflower.com. This is, Dale got it for my birthday, so.
And they also
for Christmas, huh?
Don't they also have the postage die at Waffle Flower?
Yes, and Waffle Flower also has a postage die. I think it's the same one. It looked like the same one to me, but very similar. Probably work the same. Can knock out 2 sales in one time. But only these stencils come from the ton. Okay, so now we're going to switch. So what I'm going to show you is this holder that we have right here. You take out that one, And you can put 4 of these in there. So I'm using the same colors. I just want to see what they'll look like if I change it up. So I'm just going to put my 4 in there. I put 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I hope I did that right. I did not. Yeah, I did it backwards. No, green. We do green last. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. And then I'm going to use these little brushes because I don't want to change my big brushes. The grip mats, yes. So I'm going to slide that up just a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Now, I clean these off by just rubbing them on paper in between uses. So I'm just going to double check that I'm pretty good. No, this one has some blue on it. So let's use this one that just, yeah, this one doesn't have any ink on it. So we're good. Okay. So I'm going to use this one for the light color. So I'm just going to put it on that sage color. And then I'm just going to rub it on here. Clearly it's a little bit darker. So I want to touch really lightly. I like that this gives a little bit more of a textured look. It's also going to be darker. That's what I suspected. This is not the best brush to do this with for sure. I need a bigger brush. Do I have more? Dale, can you check over there in the corner? I think I do. I think I have some more brushes over there. We can use a bigger brush. This might take forever. I like it for the little things, but the bigger parts, you kind of need a bigger brush. Oh, yay. I do have more brushes. This one should be good. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, you guys, we're in business now. This is what happens when you don't usually do this kind of crafty stuff. You don't have the stuff you need. Or you don't know if you have it. I think it gives a different, definitely gives a different color. Even though it's the same color, it's just, and it's darker too. So here's the other one for comparison. Significantly darker. Same color.
Does it have kind of a chalky texture, or does it just look like that on the screen?
No, it kind of looks like it has a more of a chalky texture. That's what I was saying. It looks more textured than the other ones, I think. It's the formulation. Oh, yeah, it definitely looks more chalky. The oxide looks more smooth.
So afterwards, if you want to shine it up, you could use that black stuff.
Yes, I could. That's right. We can do that too. I can show that. I love that stuff. I have an obsession for that stuff. I'll show you guys what he's talking about in a minute. There's a way to shine that up so it gets really shiny and brings out the color a little bit more. And I'll show you guys how to do that before we make that into a card. But I wanted to try both of these. I like them both, but they're definitely different. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, but definitely different. Definitely. Oxides are more chalky. Yes, they are more chalky, but these look like they have more chalky texture. These look more smooth. Like that looks really smooth. I don't even see it. But if we spray this with water, that ink's gonna activate, so we don't want to do that. But it would look like water droplets on the petals, which is kind of neat. Wow, there's so many ideas. You guys are giving me so many ideas. I could do so many things with this stuff. Okay, that's stencil number 1. Pretty. Looks pretty close to the other one. And now here's stencil number 2. I love these guides. They work so good. Love them both. I have them both completely different inks with the same name. Yep, I have them. I'm just like you. I have them both. I don't get the inks out much because I only have the little bitty squares. I've contemplated buying the full ink pads because I don't really have an ink pad set. Now I'm going to go with the picked raspberry. And the second layer, ooh, so pretty. This one, yeah, these, do you think these colors are more vibrant? I do. But I'm really a big fan of Oxides. Big fan. Which is probably why I haven't bought any inks, because I color everything, so all I really need is black. But on occasion, I like to do other stuff. I used to have Stampin' Up! Inks, but I just wasn't a huge fan. So, and I never really found one I liked as much. That I liked so much I couldn't live without. I do have some multiple Memento inks because I could stamp in different colors and still color. This ink went on really smooth, and it even made the dark pink stand out, so you guys can see that. You always tell folks to buy a color palette you love. I do not like Stampin' Up! Either. So I got rid of all of mine, sold them all. And I never bought another brand. So what I don't like, and you guys can make suggestions to me if you'd like, I would love to hear them. I almost bought Catherine Pooler, but it stains my stamps, so I didn't want to get that one. Your favorite inks are Pink Fresh at the moment. I don't understand the VersaFine Clair. I don't understand what the, like what kind of ink is that? I've heard of that, I've seen it, but I don't really know a lot about it. Okay, so next is going to be brown. So I'm just going to use a little brush. It's just little areas. You just bought them. Can you use the Stampin' Up! Inks like what you are doing? I think you can. I don't know how well they'll work. They're water-based, I believe. And these are not, so they'll behave differently. But if I had one, I do have one. It came with a kit. We can try this on paper and see if it works when we're done with this. It's the only one I have. It came with one of the kits that they had, the card kits. I like to do their card kits for fast, quick, and easy cards. But only if they're cute and I really like them. They had one recently that I really liked. This brush works good too. It's a pigment. They're just so pigmented and beautiful, and they're crisp. I've thought about buying them. I also really like Gina K inks for blending. So the Gina K, my question on the Gina K is, do they stain your stamps? That's the one thing that I don't like about inks. I don't want it to stain my stamp. Same as, but deeper, crisper, and brighter. Oh, they are. I didn't know. She never used, but I have show me, please don't. If you don't mind, they have 12 more colors coming out. They will be mine. 12 more colors on the Versa. What'd you say? Versa Clair, I think you said. I've been tempted to buy them a few times because I do like the VersaFine. Like, I use VersaFine and Memento for stamping with my coloring, but I haven't tried the Clair. I don't really know that much about them. I need to do more research. I've heard they're really beautiful though. And if they're coming out with more colors, woohoo! See? Yeah, I'm gonna be more excited about that. Okay, so this was Gathered Twigs, same color as the Oxide, but with Distress ink. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I like how deep that brown is. Now we have the green one, which is the Bundled Sage. This worked out good with these guides. You know how much time we'd be taking trying to line this up? A lot, by the way. A lot.
That's why I made them.
I know. I'm checking to see if there's another brush that's not so big. Yep, this one's pretty clean too. Okay, we'll use this one for the green, even though it's small areas. There we go. They're definitely darker colors, I think, than, and I anticipated them to be darker than the oxides.
Tammy's asking how do guides stay put.
How do the guide? Oh, this is the sticky mat. I stuck it to the sticky mat. You can use the edges for washi tape if you don't have a sticky mat. That's what these little legs are for, and these little bubbles are for, is to where the washi tape will attach to the acrylic holders. But if you have a sticky mat, you don't need to tape them down. That's why I'm loving this sticky mat right now. And they just stay on here like perfectly. It's great. Again, I haven't used them that much, so this is making me super happy today. One more. And then we get to compare the two. And then we'll try the sunflower and see what color, like how pretty, what the sunflower looks like when we get done. Okay, here we go. Final reveal. Ta-da! You're hoping you don't regret getting the minis? Yeah, I bought all the minis of these. Let's lift this up off the sticky mat. And let's compare. So yeah, one is, this is the oxide ink, and this is the distress, of the same colors. They're both beautiful. I don't like one better than the other. I just really like them both. The minis are helpful. It just ran out of ink faster. I like them both, so I'm pretty happy with those. I am going to have to clean a bunch of brushes, though, when I get done tonight. But yeah, I've had these little minis for a while. I usually use them for just for ink blending. I don't usually use them for much other than that. But I like that they stack, so, you know, when I have a project, they stack really nicely. I will have to get the re-inkers. Yeah, that happens. Me too. Okay, let me pull. I had this one postage that slid when I was cutting it, and it cut off a corner. So let's just try real quick one little section of this with the Stampin' Up! And see if it works the same. We're not going to do the whole thing, but we're going to try it with the first layer and see how it works. So I have some baby wipes, wet wipes, whatever you want to call them, right here handy, because I don't want to influence the Stampin' Up! Ink. So I am going to wipe off this stencil real quick. And then I'm going to dry it with a paper towel or napkin, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to try this ink. I mean, why not, right? I think I did this one. Okay, there we go. So, still on there pretty good. Can't do it. Oh, no, yeah, I got it on there right. Okay. So, let's try this Stampin' Up! Ink and see if it works. This is, I just got this, so I know it's new. It's called Coastal Cabana. Just found out Stampin' Up! Ink to be very watered down and splotchy, not at all like coverage for my other inks. Yes, I find that as well. So I'm going to use this big brush because it's clean and new. It's very, very watery. So I think you can use it with them. I think it's just harder to get a solid, smooth blend when you have this kind. I just think it's harder to blend with this type of ink. But it can be done if you're patient and you practice. I think you can do it. It works. I mean, it still works. Pop on to say hi, traveling home from Joplin, towing a car. Oh, yes. Be safe. So, yeah, you can use your Stampin' Up! You sure can. I don't have two colors, so I can't layer them up, but it works. So that's good. And I had an extra you know, piece of paper, so that worked out really good too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the next stencil set, and then we'll make the cards at the end. Okay, so I'm not going to clean any of these right now. Just going to put them aside. We're going to pull out this one. It's called the Sunflowers. So this one's going to look completely different. This one has more layers. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So layer 1 says light yellow. And it actually says 1 of 4. So I'm not really sure why there's only 4, but I mean why there's 5, but it says 1 of 4 is light yellow. And then it says the next one says mid-tone yellow, and that's layer 2. And then dark yellow and blue and green. So there's 3 colors on this back sheet. And I don't know if you can see, but she actually put it on there with an arrow to this section right here should be blue, and this little tiny right here should be green. And then the rest of it is dark yellow. So they're pretty well marked. I like that. This one is layer number 4, and you can see they're circled. See how they're circles around some of them, not around this one, but around this one, and this one, but not around that one or that one. So the instruction says circled areas brown, everything else green. So yeah. And then this stencil's in there, and it's not layered or anything, but I believe what this one is just if you want to color the backgrounds a different color, you can put this on there, but you don't have to. You can just leave it like this one was with all the white area.
The background is your 5th one.
Yeah.
And it's optional.
It's optional. Exactly. Okay, so let's grab another postcard. The problem with this one is it goes this way. So we're still going to color it this way since I have everything set up this way. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit sideways when we do it. Unless this doesn't line up the same, then we'll just switch it. But for now, starting with number 1, I'm just going to lay it to the side. Let me see if I can get it in here. Yep. It's a little bit smaller than the other one was, so I'm going to have to move my washi tape. I'm going to turn it around too since I had to move it so that I can have no ink on it, so I don't happen to pull another color of ink onto it. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to turn this one around. And I'm going to pull these up. They're a little bit difficult to grab because they are
repositioning your stencil.
Yeah,
Bottom edges.
I see that. I know. I'm going to move it. Hold on. So Dale was saying, look, the bottom edges are showing, so my stencil's not in the right place. So I'm going to reposition it so I can make sure I get it lined up where it's supposed to be. I'm going to have to move this one as well. They're stuck on there really good. So you have to lift them so you don't break the acrylic block. You have to lift them carefully. Okay, let me get this on there where I want it. Right here. I think I like this one. Right there. We'll place that down. We'll put this piece of tape on here. I'm still a little bit down far, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to move this one closer. And then I'm going to put these back on so that I don't have to reposition this stencil every time. So it'll kind of slide on there until you press it down, and then it sticks permanently for the duration of what you're doing. I love these. I'm really happy with this. There we go. Okay, so now we have our stencils back in place.
Well,
And
the idea was born out of the fact that I test every stencil I create.
that is the 5th versus the others. No, yes, one is light yellow, one is medium yellow, and there's a dark yellow. So you actually need, so I chose Squeezed Lemonade, then Fossiled Amber, then Mustard Seed, then the green I have Mowed Lawn, and the brown and black I put in this holder. So it's black. I picked Black Soot and Walnut Stain because I want to make my bees black, not brown. So I'll do the brown with Walnut Stain. I'll do the bees with Black Soot. And then if I do the background, I'm going to use Tumbled Glass. So I have a lot of ink pads here ready to go. So we're just going to take out all the ones we already used. And we're going to place those aside. Now we're going to use our holders again. 3 at a time. So the first 3 layers were yellows. So there's Squeezed Lemonade, Fossil, and Mustard Seed. I'm hoping these are enough color variation. These two are, the last 2 are pretty close. I'm a little worried about that. You love that matte? I do too. I really like it. Okay. So here we go. Let's start with this one. This one is going to be Squeezed Lemonade. So I have a brush for that one. So I'm just going to put it right here so you can see. So we're going to use Squeezed Lemonade. We're going to do it very light pressure so that we can keep that color fairly light. And I don't want to really saturate it. I just want to get that color on there. Some places a little darker and some's a little lighter. I'm okay with that. Just gives it texture and personality. These stencils are pretty cool. They're pretty fun. You can do so much with them. And like these are sunflowers, but I just think they're sunflowers when you color them in this color. But if you start varying the colors, they might could look like different flowers. Oh, you know what? We could just turn this like this. And then it is in the right direction. Go figure, right? Isn't that what happens to you when you're on a live? You're like, just your brain is not working on that full shift. I just turned the wall. I just turned the, and now it's going the right direction. Okay, so that was layer 1 with light yellow is what it said. So we used Squeeze Lemonade. Now I'm lifting these up so I can put them on top of layer number 2. And I'm gonna just pick that up. So pretty. I know, right? Sometimes this one says mid-tone yellow. So that's gonna be our next one. Want to make sure I get this layered in here exactly where I want it. It is lining up with these really well. So I'm going to put that down. It looks like it might have been a little bit smaller than the other one, so this one is a little bit off.
All the stencils are not the same size.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
That's
not on this one anyway. It was on the other one, but this one is a little different. Yeah.
Designed to make them not.
They should all be exactly the same size, but okay. So Fossilized Amber is next. I'll put the color right here so you'll know. Here we go with that one. Definitely darker, but again, I just want to use just a tad bit more pressure, but not a whole lot, because we still have one darker than this and we have to be able to see that color as well. So I will be pressing very hard on the last one so I can make sure that I can see the color variations. This is a pretty color. I like this yellow color. What would really be bad is if I put the darker color and then the next one's lighter. That would really be a bummer. But I don't think it is. Okay, so that was pretty quick. That one went down pretty quick. Sometimes it depends on how inky your stamp pad is too. And I did refill some of mine recently, so some are more stickier than others, juicier. Oh, look, it's so pretty. Okay, this one says dark yellow in these areas, and then we're going to need blue and green. Blue and green. Kind of thinking maybe I should have had a different color blue. Will you grab me a different color blue, Dale? It's supposed to be skies, so can you grab me like a sky blue kind of? See, now this stencil is back to the same size as the previous one. So now my little thingy is too close. So I'm going to move it back. That's unfortunate. I don't think that it's that way with all of them. I think they all kind of line up the way they're supposed to. Where did that go? Okay. Since we're going to have blue, and I don't want the blue that's here to be the same blue as I do the background because I want them to stand out. Dale chose weathered wood real quick. Bye, Mom. Be careful. And I'm going to use a very small brush because I don't want to get it anywhere else. I just want it to be in this little space right here. This is kind of a gray color, honey. It's going to look cloudy. Because I think these are clouds. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think these are clouds. But it'll be okay. This is where we learn whether we like those colors or whether we should vary them next time. And then this one, right, that teeny tiny one says green. Where is my green? Oh, you guys, don't you hate it when you can't find something? It's probably right here on my desk because I know I showed you guys the colors a minute ago. Did I pick it up in there? No, it's going to be mowed lawn. Oh, here it is. Ta-da! There it is. So we need mowed lawn right there. So we're going to do that one real quick. So I'd rather get these little bitty ones done, and then I can work on the big one. So this is mowed lawn. I put green in that little bitty spot. I think we'll need this color more though. Story of your life. You can't find something you put down. I know, right? Okay, so these are all going to be mustard seed. So our last yellow, mustard seed. Yeah, I think this one's going to be darker. Ooh. We'll see. I'm kind of putting it on sort of thick because I want to make sure that it stands out compared to the other colors. But this is how we learn if we chose the right ones. This is definitely an inky pad, thank goodness. Okay, we ready to test this one and see what we think before we put number 4 and 5 on there? Here we go. Ta-da! There it is. Oh, it's so pretty. What do you guys think? I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think you can see it quite as much as I would like. Like maybe I should have used an orangey yellow, but I still like it. It's still really pretty. Okay, so the next one, remember this is the one where it's brown in the circles and all the rest is green. So this is a little bit more complicated stencil than the last one. See, it's a little bit bigger. Really should get those sizes perfect, because that is unfortunate. There we go. Fits in there. Okay. I'm trying to get this lined up. Hold on. This would be great if they were exactly the same. But there's a little bit of a difference on here. So I'm having to move these just a tad, but it still helps keep the guidelines of where you're putting them. Huh? Must feed the beasties. Aww. Okay, well, take care of them. This will be uploaded on YouTube tonight after I finish the live. So if you want to go back and watch or see, or, you know, feel free to jump on then. Okay. I'm going to have to use a smaller brush for these areas. So the circles are brown. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I used an ink color for brown. So it was this brush is the one I used for brown. So I've cleaned it off, and now we're going to use it with the brown ink pad. So I'm moving my ink pads out of the way. This is the walnut satin, so it's going to be very dark brown. And I'm going to use this brush. And then the circled areas. So this one. That's not circled. This is circled. So I want to make sure I get all over in that circle. You love this sunflower? I love it too. Okay, these are bees. I want to do them in black. So even though it doesn't say to change the color, it says to do them in brown, I still want to do them in black. Okay, and this one. I'm looking for the circles. Those will be green. That's a bee. This one will be brown. These will be green. This one, brown. Green. And we have tiny ones right here. This one. Trying not to get that in the other area. This one. And this one.
Make it a lot easier for those separate layers.
Yeah, it would. Okay, and then the other ones are green, and I'm assuming this one should be brown and not green.
Yeah,
But
it's the inside of this one.
yeah, but it's not circled. But I'm gonna make it brown because I think it's the sunflower center. All right, and now we're gonna switch to the green. So I had this brush for green. And my green is, where is my green? Right here, Mowed Lawn. Going back to Mowed Lawn, so it matches when we did it earlier. So there you go, Mowed Lawn. So now we're going to do these. I will say this is not the easiest brush to work with, but I'm running out of brushes. That's bees. This is green. And this is green. And more green. So you can kind of tell by looking at them what they are, especially after you've done it the first time. This one I did at the show as a make and take. Oh, I'm getting that bee green. That's okay. We'll cover him with black and he'll be all good. Here we go. This is green. That's a stem, so we want to make sure we get that green all the way up. Those are bees. That's a bee. This is green. This is all green. This one's taking a little longer because the spots are smaller areas, so you have to delicately put those colors in there without covering up the brown. There are some tiny spots in here. I'm not sure it would really matter all that much if you missed one, but we'll see when we get done. Okay, so the last thing I have left is the bees, which is a variation. They didn't say to do it differently, but I just want to. Did I miss something? Oh, right here. Look at that. Dale caught it. I missed a spot right here. Good thing I have ink on my brush still. Do you see any other ones?
No, it looks like you got it.
Okay. Now we're going to do the black. So black soot. And I have a brush for black soot, but it's a big brush. So we are going to try this little brush. So I can do these teeny tiny bees. Here we go. You have to do them gently, not with a lot of pressure, because if you push the ink underneath the stencil, it'll mess up the design of your little bee. And I don't want that to happen. But I just like the idea of the bees being black. I think it'll make them stand out a little differently. This one feels like it's not laying down the right way, but we'll see. All right, how many more? 2 more. One here. I wonder if the bees will get covered up when you do the background. We're about to find out because we're going to do the background too. Okay, so there's brown, green, and black on this one. I like the bees on the sunflower. I like the sunflower too. The sunflower was my first purchase. The cherry blossoms were my second choice because I did this one at the show and I liked it so much. Here we go. Peeling that off. Now we're going to take that layer off with my tweezers. You ready for the reveal? Because this is going to be epic right here. Look, they are yellow and black bees. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Okay, so we have one more stencil somewhere.
It's underneath weather bug.
Oh, yeah, it is. There it is. This is the last stencil, and what this does is this covers up the sunflowers and the bees and the greenery, just so that if you want to do the background a different color, I'm going to do it so you can get the full effect because you already know what it looks like without. And I'm going to use a light blue color called Tumbled Glass. It's one of my favorites to use for skies and such. Yeah, wow, right? Tumbled Glass. So it's usually a very pale blue, and I'm going to just put a teeny bit of pressure because I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be overpowering because I don't want it to take away from my sunflowers or my bees or any of that. So I'm going to do it very, very light. But I definitely want a little bit of color in that background. And really, once you get good, you can put some darker in some areas, lighter in other areas. Just whatever you think works for you. Ooh, I like it. I hope I like it when I take out the stencil. I'm not getting over in that corner very well. There we go. More ink, a little bit better. I think it's carrying some of the ink off of this, so I need to be real careful with that. We'll try to use just the top part of that. There we go. We have just enough on there for that. And I think these are the last ones over by the yellow, so we should be good after that. And you definitely want to turn the brush in all directions, or you're going to get darker shadows on one side than the other, which is kind of a good thing if you want shadow effect. But that's kind of your call. This is taking a little longer than I would have thought, but that's because we're trying to do it so light. I don't want it to be too overpowering. And I'll show you what I mean by overpowering, because at the show, I think I used an overpowering on it. I'm going to make the sunflower stand out. I hope so. And this is what I was talking about by thinking that that was kind of like clouds. So that very dark color we put on there, that weathered wood, kind of makes it look like clouds in the sky. Just make sure I'm happy with where everything is.
There you go. A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain.
A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain. All right, here we go, you guys. This is our last step, and then we're going to make cards out of these. Big reveal. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I really like it. I liked it without the blue, but I like it with the blue too. So you could make them both. I really love that. Now this sticky mat, as long as it stays sticky, you're good, but it says you can clean it with water and warm water or light soap, and you can clean that up, and then you can keep using that mat over and over. It says it's some kind of photopolymer, so it's pretty cool. Hey, honey, can you set that over there so we can work on our cards now? Okay, I'm going to show you guys the three that we did. This was with the inks, the Distress Inks. This is with Oxides, and this is with Oxides. So you can see the difference in color. It's not a lot, but it's definitely a little bit. I bought it from the Waffle Flower. So while I'm pulling out this stuff that I want to show you guys, see, www.waffleflower.com. That's where I got it. I really like it. It was not something I picked out. It was something Dale picked out and just bought me for Christmas, and it's turned out to be pretty darn epic. Okay, so what I'm going to do...
And then a reminder that the stencils are from this ton.
The stencils are from the ton, but the sticky mat was Waffle Flower. So this is called Micro Distress Glaze, or maybe it's Distress Micro Glaze. I'm not really sure. But anyway, regardless, those are the three words you need to know: Distress, Micro, and Glaze. What I like about this is it almost puts a seal. It doesn't almost, it does. It puts a seal over this oxide and makes it a little bit more shiny, so you don't have to worry about if it gets wet or if it gets splashed or whatever. And so I just put this little spongy thing in there. And then you just rub it over top of your oxides. And I'm going to show you how different it looks. It kind of brings out the color too and makes it darker. Once you put on this stuff all over it, I'll do this one too, since we're right here on this side. I don't know if you guys can see that changing as I'm doing it, but I have my hand over the other one so you can't see. But once you get done with that, then you want to wipe off any of the excess and buff it off. And then the water won't work anymore to activate this. It's done. You won't have any problems with that anymore. But when you look at that, you can see how much more vibrant this one is than this one. You see that? It really makes those centers pop out. So I like this distress glaze when I'm using the inks, but I'm not going to wet the paper. Then I'll use this glaze to really make it pop out. I mean, you can almost see it happening as I do it.
And a little goes a long way.
A little goes a long way. I've had that jar for a very long time, but I've used it a lot because I really like the way that that looks. I mean, look at how much more those popped out. It is magical. It just makes everything pop on your...
It's a Tim Holtz product.
It is a Tim Holtz product. Yes, it definitely is. So now we're just going to, again, wipe off any excess of that glaze that's still on the top. And now, all of a sudden, these actually look a little bit closer to this one. This one is still darker, but see how beautiful that is? I bet it would make a huge difference on this one too. Let's do it. I'm dying to do it. We're going to do just this square. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can see it happening. I hope you guys like this. We'll just do this one square so you can really see how much it pops out. When I hold this up, you guys aren't going to believe this. In real life, this is a huge difference. Look at those compared to that. Yep, the yellow popped. It did. It's beautiful. I think it needs it on this one real bad. Oh, yeah. That really helped. I mean, just those little black bees, how prominent they are, then that one is awesome. Yeah, this really helped this one down here. It was looking really foggy. There we go. That's better. I like it better that way. Okay. So we won't do the whole thing so you guys can see the difference between them.
Do one square
What?
Do one square of the oxide one.
I did the whole oxide one. What are you talking about? The ink one?
Yes. Just one square.
Dale said try one square on the inked one so we can see what that looks like.
In the middle, the big one in the middle.
Dale says this one. Let's see the bees, please. Look at that bee compared to that bee. It's a little bit harder to see on camera, but it's really obvious when you're sitting right here. Like that black right there is really dark. We're gonna try this on top of I've never done this on top of the Distress inks, but I don't think it's gonna make a whole lot of difference because their colors are already solid colors, but it might have made a little bit, but not much.
It's deeper.
It's deeper. The brown is deeper. So I guess you can use it on either one of them, whichever ones you want. But I love this stuff. So it's not really expensive. It's fairly inexpensive. It lasts a very long time. I use it all the time. And I've only used like that much. So that's what that is. I love it. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to make cards out of these. And tomorrow we're going to look at a beach scene. So that's going to be super fun. Tomorrow we'll do the beach scene. It's very detailed. And we'll try different inks that I might have at the house. I think I have some other stuff, but all right. What else was I going to do? Oh, we need to stamp them. That's it. So we have these stamps. You love all of them? I know, right? Me too. I also have some bling we'll put on them. So we'll bling and we'll, fix them up. So I like this one that says not a bill. Delivering crafty hugs, not a bill. I like that one. So I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use VersaFine because it's a little bit darker than Memento. And this is the Onyx Black color. Sending hugs, not a bill. And I think I want to put it down here. Oh, it slid. Thank you. I slid just a little, but you know, hey, that's what happens when you put stuff in the mail. Because I put the glossy on top, and so I wasn't thinking about that when I thought, oh, it's going to slide. So we just want to be careful. You want to be careful once you put that other stuff on there. I hope it'll dry. I didn't even think about that. Well, you live and you learn. I'll do so you don't have to. Okay, we're going to use a bunch of these stamps because I think they're really cool. This one is one of my favorites just because I think all mail looks like that. So I'm just going to put them wherever because I don't really think it matters all that much. I think I like it better this direction. And I just want a little bit on these. I don't necessarily want a whole lot. I just want it to be, look like it went in the mail, you know? And we have to be careful because it's a little slippery. And then I think I'm going to use the heart on that one as well. So this also came from the ton, but you could use anything that you wanted, any kind of stamps that you wanted over that if you wanted to do that. There we go. So it just kind of looks like it went through the mail. I kind of like that. I couldn't buy this set without the extra stamps because I just really liked them. All right, so we have this one done. So we're gonna let that dry because it's a little sticky from using that stuff. This one, I didn't put it, I only put it on this square, so we're gonna stamp around that. And I like this one that says, sending crafty hugs right here. So we're gonna use that one. And it's pretty big and thick. So I want to make sure I get it somewhere that you can really see it. So I'm going to put it here, even though it is right over top of the flowers. Nice. I like it. I can't remember where I sprayed my water to clean my stamps. I just don't want it to stain my stamps. I don't know if you guys are like that, but if you don't wipe this VersaFine off, it might stain your stamp. All right, so I'm going to put some circles on there. I'm not really going to put anything in them. I just think the circles are kind of neat looking. So you could make a whole bunch of these and then decorate them as you get ready to use them. I think that's kind of neat. Maybe we'll put one of these on this one too, just so we can go ahead and use it while it's inked up. There we go. Hi Wanda, you love all these. Wait till you see. I have an idea for putting one of these cards together. I have a great idea. I'm excited about it. So I think it would be neat to kind of make it into a shaker. So I don't want to put a whole lot of sentiments on here, but I do like this set right here. And I don't know why, but I think I'm like totally addicted to like these lines. I just want to use them every time. I should have just left them out. I don't know why. I just really like them. I think they look cool. This one I'm going to put all the way through both postage stamps like that. I feel like that makes it done and perfect. And this one, I kind of want to put this one on there too. Maybe I'll put it, maybe I'll put it along this bottom right here. That is the sticky part, but maybe I'll put the bottom ones up here. There we go. Okay, so we're not going to spend too much time doing that, so I'm done. I just wanted to show you these stamps because I think they're really cool. They have a lot of messages on them. Like that one doesn't have a message, so we could just stick this one on here. This will be kind of neat. We need to do one more because we don't have a sentiment on that one. We have it on both of the other ones. So this one I'm doing delivered paper hugs. And let's see, I think I might actually put it like right here. Just gonna say paper hugs and delivered's not gonna come out that well, but I'm okay with that. All right, so now we have a message on each one of them. These would be so great to send to friends or for a swap, I think, if you were swapping them. All right, so I have one card base chosen for one of these, but I was thinking I would use these, I have these things from Trinity Stamps. They are called A2 shaker pouches, if you will. And we'll make one of these into a shaker card because it's super fast and easy with these little pouches. So I think that will be fun. I didn't pull out any shaker mix, so we're going to look at that right now. Oh, we should do the sunflowers. We're going to make the sunflower, our shaker, and I'll show you why I say that. Because I have sunflower shaker bits. How perfect is that? This is Trinity Stamps. Perfect. I love it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we're going to use those. And then we're also going to use like a yellow, I have a yellow Queen and Company shaker bits that would go really well with this. So this is going to be our shaker card. This one, I'm going to use this pre-cut pink paper that I have. And I'm going to glue it with my Barely Art glue. I don't know if you guys like Barely Art glue, but if you have never tried it, you should. It's amazing. It's all I use, with the exception of double-sided sticky tape sometimes. So this one we're going to put flat on there. That other pink one, we're going to pop up the postage part. And we're going to pop it up so it looks different than this one. So I don't want them to look the same. I put that down a little bit lower than I wanted. This is where you're going to see if that ink's going to bleed or not. This is the wrong one. Yep. See it? It's all over my table. But it's okay because your mail always looks like that anyway. So I may have to put that color over top of it again. But it goes on this card base. This one right here. It's the one that I chose. I think it's perfect. We're gonna flip this over again, and I'm gonna rub it one more time, but I'm not gonna move it around in case it's still not dry. Yep, still a couple little wet ones. I'll probably heat dry that when I'm not on the live so I can get it all dried up. There's that one. Super pretty, huh? We're gonna pop this one up. Yeah, this is dry, and that is not because it's wet. It's a little dry. All right, so this one we're gonna put on, let me grab my card bases. We're going to stick it on, I think we should use this like really light green, and then we need a pink. A little bit more pinky then. Like, I don't know, will that work? That'll work. Let's use that. Let's use that one too. Okay. So this actual size of this die is smaller than an A2 card. So I'm going to measure it for you so you'll know exactly how big it is. So going from the tip of those little postage thingies, it's about 5 inches by 3 3/4. So you could double layer behind it. So for this particular purpose, I'm going to glue this straight on there. I'm going to trim the paper after I stick it on there because, by the way, I just eyeball that. Here we go. So this one, I'm going to put it all the way in the corner because I want it to just have a little tiny border around it. Come on, slide back down there. There we go, just perfect, right there. So flip it over, grab the back, and then this way I can eyeball it, cut it like this. So this one, about right there, maybe a hair more. There we go. Same thing here. Just a little bit. So there's just a really fine border around there, and you can see it in between the little circles, which I like. And then I'm gonna pop this one up on the next layer. So we know that that one is 5 inches wide, so we need a 5 1/2 and 3 3/4, so we need this one to be 4. So we're gonna do 4 by 5 1/4, and it'll be 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card, and it will still fit that on it. So here's our card base. Just going to burnish that edge, and then I'm going to take this and put it down on our card. Right here. So perfect. 1/4 of an inch smaller on each side. And then this piece, we're gonna pop this piece up on top of here so we can get us some dimension going on. So I'm going to grab these pops that I have, if I can find me some good ones. Here we go. And I'm just gonna stick them randomly on here, hoping that I have enough space in between them so it doesn't sink down. Here we go. And then we're going to shaker up that last one. So bear with me, we're almost done. Just going to shaker that last one. So then we have the same stencil sets, 2 of them, sunflowers and cherry blossoms, but we're making 3 different kinds of cards with them. And I love that versatility. Trying to peel these off fast, you guys. They come off really easy, but they are slippery as all get out when they layer up. All right, here we go. So now this one gets layered on top of here. Make sure I get that eyeballed pretty good. So I'm just going to use this to press down. Now this almost really reminds me of postage. Now it's dimensional. Really cute. I actually have some bling that I picked out for this as well. So this is just little pearls, which I thought would be very subtle but cute. These ones I actually bought were stuck together, so I just kind of cut in between them so that they'll be separate for me to put on the card. And I'll probably just put an odd amount, so maybe like 5 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll put that one right there. Now I'll just touch those with my press pop, and now we have bling and design. Coming out cute. You like that? That's really fun. This is the other one that I made before the live. It's significantly lighter, has different stamps on it. It's flat. Now we have one more. This little shaker guy. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these, because I'm going to have to fold them. I should find out which side the plastic stuff is on. There you go. It's on that side, so that's going to be my front. So I'm going to fold my things going the other way. I love these. This is actually Trinity Stamps shaker boxes, and they are super cool and so easy to use. There we go. I have some sticky stuff still on my desk, so I need to wipe that up before it messes up my shaker box. So I'm just going to wipe that up real quick, if you guys don't mind. There we go. All right, here we go. We're going to do this little guy. So I want to see what size this is, because I think, yeah, I'm going to need a background paper in there. So this one is going to be smaller. That shaker box is going to be smaller when you put it on top of a card base, so you will have a matting around it. So this one will also be double matted. I like just white for the background card part, and then I think that we should make it similar to that blue, or maybe black. Maybe black. That might make them really pop. What do you, nope, that's not gonna work. I think it has to be more, maybe a light yellow. I don't know. I kind of like the yellow. Let's do the yellow. It makes it stand out a little bit more. I have this yellow. Oh, nope, that's not the right color yellow. All right, so here we go. Remember, we know that the size of that is 5 by 3 3/4, so we need this to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we know that'll be the perfect size for that one. And I won't need any more trimmer. So I'm going to glue this one onto this back piece right here. Gray would pop. Oh, great. Yeah, gray probably would have popped. I didn't see that message fast enough. Maybe I'll make another one and that'll be the one I post in the group. I'll probably make some more of these because I really like them. Oh my goodness. My glue keeps getting stuck in the little holes. Here we go. Just need to try to center that up real quick. Gray would have been a great idea. I wish I'd have thought of that. I didn't like the black. Gray would have been great. I missed that. Just gonna press this on there. Oh, the glue eked through. That's okay. It's just glue. There we go. Okay, so this is gonna fit in here perfectly, and then we're gonna have to put our shaker bits in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and grab my, pretty sure that I have some really tiny double-sided sticky tape. I hope, maybe not. Let me check my little bin back here. Hold tight 1 second. While I check, I have, nope, I have 1/4 inch. I don't have the tiny, tiny one. So we will use this one. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. We will see. I mean, we are going to then glue it to the, or tape it to the back of the card. So I'm okay if this is sticking off the edge a little bit. It'll just help me stick down to the base of the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on here. It's going to hang off a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Here we go. Now, I know that the plastic will peel off of the other side, so I know I'm golden on that. Just eyeballing this. As long as I'm close, I'm good. There we go. That one goes along there. And then we are going to need one on this top, but I'm going to wait until I put the shaker bits in, and then we'll worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here like this. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to leave the top open because I can put the shaker bits in at that point. Fold this over. I'm going to use this to press that down. I know there's leftover sticky tape right here, and I am okay with that because that'll just help my card stick down. Take that one off. Going to do the same thing. A little bit of extra sticky there. Gonna pull this one off. Gonna fold this one over. Again, I don't really care what happens with that extra sticky tape because we're gonna glue this to the front of a card. This is where I'm gonna add my embellishments right down in that pocket. Have I tried Pink and Main shaker cards? I have not. Do you like them? I would love to try them. I'm gonna put a few sunflowers in there. and then a few of these, and then we'll add a few more of each one so that we can have them distributed kind of around the front. A few more sunflowers, all different sizes and shapes, and then a few more of these. Oh, I got them stuck to the tape. Well, I'll worry about that after the live. Okay, I'm going to close up my sunflowers so I can use the rest later. I want to kind of flatten them down a little bit so they're not real big because they'll get stuck like that, I think. So I'm just going to move them around in there to make sure they're not all layered up. I want them to be individually, there we go. And then I'm going to close this up. I did not put a piece of tape on there, but I will now. You love the shaker bits? Me too. They're Trinity stamps. I'm in love with their shaker bits right now. I even have some flames and some all kinds of stuff from them. But these shaker cards make my life happy. Super fast pockets. At first I was like, oh, I can make those pockets myself. But man, let me tell you, when you put these together, it bubbles out and gives you like a squishy little pocket, which is really cool. Yes, I have some that calls for confetti as well. I like them too. And so now I'm going to put glue on the back of this, and I think because I have all that tape, I may put some tape on there as well, just so the edges don't pop up. But you don't really have to. I'm just gonna do it because I really want to send this card out. So I want to make sure it doesn't have any problems. So I'm just going to stick those on there. Just need one for the top, one for the bottom, and then we're ready to adhere it to our card. I love that this one is smaller than the A2 card so that I can mat. I love to mat my paper. I like to add all the color to it. I do simple cards, but I like the matting to be on there. Really like that. But that's a personal preference. I just really like it. It doesn't have to be that way if it's not your thing. Here we go. We're going to flip that over and we're going to center that on top of here. So perfect. We still have our white background. Now I'm going to use my little press pop to just make sure that I got all those taped parts like stuck down. Oh, I forgot to pull off the plastic. No wonder it looks so cloudy. That's unfortunate because I glued it down like a crazy person. Well, you guys, I messed that part up. Don't forget to take your plastic off because your card will look so much better when your plastic is off. Oh, look, it's peeling off from the back anyway, so that's good. Saved by the... There we go. Perfect. I would peel that off first, but it still worked, so no problem. There we go. Now look at that. Isn't that perfect? It's additional sunflowers and shaker bits. That is really cute. See, the bees just make it. I'm not gonna lie. So I hope you guys liked the oxides and the inks and all that stuff. Tomorrow I would like to focus on the Tons layered stencil for the beach. It is very intricate. It looks like this, so I hope you'll come back and join me. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stencils. So this is going to make an entire beach scene. And I'm excited about it. I want to do it a little bit more like a sunset, so I probably will trade the colors from what they have designed, what they have said you should use. So we'll do 2 of those, one in altered colors and one in the colors that say are required. So, yeah, so we have this card, this one that's popped up, popped up dimensional. We have this one that's flat. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that, I'm telling you, that beach scene is freaking amazing. So we will play with that tomorrow night. So it'll be the ton this week. And then don't forget, next week, I believe, is Trinity Stamps. And we're going to be doing the Gnome Christmas. So don't forget next week. But tomorrow we're going to play with the ton again. And we're going to use inks and oxides and whatever I can find in my house and play with those. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned maybe something. Thanks for teaching me a few things. I'm going to upload this to YouTube if you want to watch it again or if you want to see how it all works. Once you get yours, that'd be great. No problem. And I will definitely see you guys on Thursday night. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Dee and Danny. I'm so glad you guys stayed the whole duration. Thank you so much. And I'm pretty sure Cheryl's here. And thank you. I love them. I hope you guys love them too. I'm going to bring more products that I know you will love coming soon. Yes. Good night.